Hello and welcome back to Flipping Motors UK. Busy little week at the moment. So the little Igo is now clean. A little bit less than perfect on the bumps. I've decided to sell it just a little bit cheaper. And I'm afraid it has had some paint on the back before, which again, it's a 11-year-old car. I don't think there's much I can do. I think most 11-year-old cars have had paint. If it was me, I'd have probably done a slightly better job myself. But the car's fully prepared, full MOT on it. I've just been having a look around. As with all the Igos, I like to protect them. Seeing here, there's no rust, or nothing more than surface rust at least. But I need to get that sorted, and a bit of wax oil on it keeps it right, doesn't it? Nice clean car, keep it that way. But I always like to have a video because I can show my customers this and say, look, I've only done it just to protect it and it's not rusty underneath. There we go, that's all treated now, so that should prevent it from rusting. I know they are very common for this, as we've seen on the little 107, but that is absolutely fine. I know some people would use this type of stuff to hide rust, but it should only be used to prevent. That's what it's for. It's there to prevent, not to hide. So as you can see, it's not the prettiest thing in there, it's just black really. What else is it going to be? But it's all looking good. And we also have, I'll show you inside quickly. This car's cleaned up really well. Look at that, you've got a nice leather and Alcantara seats. Smells good. Obviously this is the car we did the water ingress kit on. And there you go. Lovely jubbly. I've got one more car to show you, and then I'm going to show you the car on the title of this video. You might have already spotted it. It is a little Fiat 500. So we've taken the deposit on this car now. All nice and clean. The outside needs to go over. It has been attacked by the birds. I need to have a word with my mate, don't I? Tell him to stop feeding the birds. Shoot them instead, for all I care. Anyway, it is reserved, it's off sale. The people were coming to actually pick this car up, but instead, while they were on the way, instead of cleaning the bird muck off and making sure it was ready, I actually noticed that there was a leak. It was coolant again. So I don't think it's anything to do with the radiator that was replaced. Might have helped bring it on a little bit, but I don't think it's a linked issue or an issue caused by that. So it is just down here. You might be able to see a bit of pink under there. That is coolant crustation there, and it's around this pipe, but I think it's actually coming from the thermostat housing. I know you can't see it too well, but I says to the people who are already on the way, bless them as well, to be honest, there was no way she wasn't going to buy the car. She was absolutely buzzing for it, she loves it. But I just says, look, I'm not doing money off her, and if the car's leaking coolant, I'll just sort it and make sure it's right for you. I think I give them 50 quid off or something. I said I'd deliver it because it's only 20 minutes up the road if they couldn't make it, but hopefully they can, because I'll need to lift back somehow. But yeah, so that needs sorting, possibly a thermostat housing. It's going straight back into the feed specialist tomorrow, and from there we'll be able to get it cleaned up one final time and get it out to the new keeper, who's very happy with it. Right, I'm going to show you the Ecoboost now. Here she is. So this car is, well, let's be honest, pretty much exactly the same as the silver one. It's got the nice LED strip headlights and all that, but it's a lovely colour. Is it Midnight Sky? I know it used to be when it's a bit more purpley. I'm not sure if this is Midnight Sky or something slightly different. We'll do a little walk around of the car, see what we can find, and then we'll look at, well, you tell me why you think it was so cheap. So obviously being a Ford, heated screen, no damage. I was very careful to inspect this car at the auction, by the way. Bonnet, pretty free from stone chips. Wings, in pretty good condition, even the bottom. Wheels, no damage on them, they just need a good clean up. Tyres, I'd say we have about 6mm remaining. Bumper, I mean, I can't see any damage, might be some careful touchings required. I think I've already got a touching pot in this colour. Fog light, everything all seems good, doesn't it? Brake discs, there's certainly no juddering anything from them. I'll get the mechanics to check for the inside faces of these. Lock and wheel nut is in the car. If you look here, it has been touched in before. Probably do a slightly better job than that, but yeah, very minor scratches down here. And again, you've got about, I'd say 5mm on this tyre. No dents down the side, nice level car. Indicators working. I've been driving around in this, as I always do, with cars that I'm not 100% with. It is a Ford Ecoboost after all. Minor curb rash on this alloy wheel. Wasn't actually me. We have about 5.5mm left on this tyre too. And as we've just done with the iGo, we'll probably just protect down here. So there's a little bit of flake in there, but no rust. We'll probably just protect on these inner arches. Actually, very, very small chip there with tiny bit of rust. We'll probably protect that as well. All the tailgate as well. I think it's all in nice condition. Yeah. That's a little bit of rust starting there, a little stone chip. Bumper, we've got no damage. Lights are all good. This is obviously the facelift model with the later lights and what we used to call the Aston Martin front end. There we go. Oh, I've got the strength to pick it up. There we go. Just a little wannabe kit in there, nothing in there. Probably have to get a replacement tyre repair kit for it. Parcel shelf. All good on the rear alloy wheel. I'd say again, well, maybe about 4.5mm on that one. Little touching required. And again, some minor chips on the sill, but there's no rust. Well, that one's got a tiny bit, but we'll get that all sorted anyway. No dents down the driver's side. Has got privacy glass. Windy down windows in the back, it's a titanium. Come on, Ford. Seats, I'll give them a quick scrub, I don't think they're too bad though. Anything left in here? No. Some goodies in the back of these seat pockets. 12-volt socket in the back. Might need to plug your portable fan in, seeing as I can't put electric windows in. It's got keyless entry. Pretty good in this. Oh, locking myself out. There we go. Good handbrake. Keyless start. Oh, warning lights on an Ecoboost. What could it be? Driver's door open. Connecting to my phone. And wait for it. Oh, tyre warning light. So, well, that's better than it could have been, surely. I was expecting oil pressure. There is a slight knock on the steering, but if you look at the last MOT, I don't know if you guys actually do that, it has advisories for, not ball joints, 2 track rod ends. So I'd like to think that's what it is. The steering's slightly off, so we'll be getting some new track rod ends fitted. As it is a 1 litre, it will always be replaced with genuine Ford parts. I'll be off to go and see my best friend's Evans Halshaw tomorrow. Come and get some service parts for it. And then we're going back to Jim Bean to get service, track rod ends, whatever else you might be able to find on it. It's got the digital climate control. It's got the, I was going to say Bose, that would be nice, Sony stereo. Seats all in nice condition, apart from where I took the sticker off from the auction, because I hate having them. But it all seems pretty good. So, automatic lights as well. Get the engine open. What's the catch? Get this down as well. Don't want to be locking myself in. Oh, it's beeping because the key. There you go. It is a Ford Ecoboost. Let's have a little look. Seems to be running pretty well. I noticed it straight away when I did my checks, because this was bought from Wilson's Auctions, which is a physical auction in the Birtley area just south of Newcastle. Coolant's not pressurising, the oil's fine. It's running really well. It's been sold by Evans Alshaw before. Just a couple of years ago it was sold by Macklin Motors, which is part of a Virtue group in Scotland. But yeah, it's running absolutely fine, to be honest. You may have noticed that there is a slight blow from the exhaust. I don't think you can really see it from underneath, but I know exactly where it's coming from. Can you see it there? And that there is good news. Do you know why? Well, I think it's good news, because that's where they normally remove the exhaust when you replace the wet belt. It looks like it's had a clamp replaced, and I mean, for that aftermarket clamp to be put there and the exhaust to be blown, yes, it might cost us a few £100 to get repaired, but that to me is a sign that the wet belt is being done. I'm going to be chasing that up with Macklin Motors, see if they can tell me anything from when they prepared the vehicle. Hold on a minute. No. You're joking. See, I told you I'm a vlogger. These videos are not planned. Oh my word. That's me in a really good mood, by the way. So that could have saved me potentially thousands if that was going to need a wet belt. This car was, as on the video, is sold with no service history. I've only got the one key. But, yes, really happy with that. It's had the timing belt done. Obviously, that's a major issue with these cars. I knew it was running well, this car, wasn't it? Oh, there's always something in the back of your mind, do I do it? But that is absolutely superb news. Gonna have to go and celebrate now, aren't I? Thank you, Ford. Right, I've finished doing my cartwheels now. I am going to switch the car back off. There we go. Wow. That's put me in a really good mood, you know. Honestly, I've been driving it for a few days now. Obviously, I haven't had any issues with that. I have noticed the blow on the exhaust and the knock from the steering. It's not due an MOT till July, so that's fine. And the service, obviously, I'll get done anyway because it's a Ford Ecoboost. But now I've got a couple of things I want to discuss. One about this car and two about the auction. Okay, so I'll catch up with you inside in my little office. Right, so first of all, I wanted to discuss the Ford Fiesta. So that particular car, I have been driving about in it. I've done quite a few miles in it now. I drove it back from the auction. Cap below was 1,500 and retail is 4,200. Cap clean was about 2,800 quid, I think it was. So what happened? Went up to Wilson's Auctions in Washington, Birtley, wherever it is, and I come away with two cars, a Fiesta being one of them. So bidding away, started at about 700-800 quid and got it up to 1,250 and I put my hand up. 13, someone bid against us, and then 1,350 again. Once, twice, sold. 1,350 quid plus the fees. As we all know, I have been a bit wound up by BCA recently, so I have started to use other options. Wilson's was a good one because I came away with two cars. However, the vendor, which was Eastern Western Group, big up in Scotland, I believe, they send a lot of their cars there. I think it was about 80, 90, 100 in the sale even. They said minimum 1,500 quid. Go on, and I was going to bid up to 15 anyway, to be fair, cap below. So I decided to take it, and after fees it worked out to just over 1,750 quid, which I think is really, really reasonable. Like I say, it's only got one key, no service history, apart from the blooming timing belt we just found. That's the main thing, and I'll make sure it's up to date, any faults are sorted. But like I say, the retail on that car is £4,200. With it not being absolutely perfect, and I mean, I have confidence in what I sell, but I just sell it obviously at trade. I'll be putting it up for probably, I was thinking 3.5, I might even do 32.50. But I mean, if that needs, say, a couple of £100 worth of prep, I could have 4 figures in that car, and I could sell that pretty quickly, especially in that spec. The colour everyone likes, that nice dark grey colour at the moment. And with the proof it's had the wet belt done, that's absolutely fantastic, by the way. What a buy from Wilson's. I will be going back up there. There is another auction on Wednesday, so I might attend there. But there is a G3 on Thursday. I'm thinking of that as well. So I'm hoping for more auction content next week. I know you've really enjoyed that. The G3 one from 2 weeks ago has got over 10,000 views now, which I can't believe, by the way. It's absolutely incredible. My 325 still hasn't moved. I do want to try and get something done. I've got a week off work, so I want to try and get that moved. Probably a new battery fitted because it keeps going dead. And if possible, try and get it to an actual BMW specialist. All it needs is the ABS light sorting, and then it's ready for MOT. The other little Igo, I had a friend interested in this. I think the only thing holding it up is the fact it's a 3-door. But it's still here. I've got a bit of interest in it. I don't really want to raffle it off, to be fair, because this is the one that cost me a clutch from BCA. I don't want to make a loss on it, and I think it's cheap enough anyway at 1995. It's done 100k, new clutch, advisory free MOT. Great little car, absolutely fantastic. But now we're going to have a seat, and I'm going to explain to you why you need to be careful at an auction. I've had a few messages recently, what to look out for, you know, where do you get your cars from, this and that. And I'm going to give you a couple of, well, I'm going to tell you what not to do, because I witnessed something absolutely absurd at the auction last Wednesday. There we are, back in the office. And a beautiful office it is. I miss this car. So, I've had a few messages asking how long I've been doing it. About 2 years. I've been in the motor trade all my life, or whether that was vehicle technician, prep technician, and then on to sales. So I know the trade inside out. Got a good bit of knowledge from there, and basically I just decided to start doing my own thing a little bit, really. Okay, so from there I've been buying a few cars. I had 60 last year from BCA. I've been through quite a few cars, to be fair. I'm doing a lot at the moment. Very, very, very busy, man, while still working full time. However, people ask, what should you buy? Where do you buy? This and that. It's more about how you buy. Be careful. So BCA, it's tricky to buy from. It is risky, but it is very, very convenient being able to bid online. But having to rely on them checks that they do isn't always ideal. Anyway, Wilson's, absolutely great auction used them before. They're not always too organised before. The cars sometimes come on a bit late. I ideally like to do my prep the night before. But what I normally do is I just come up, because it is a physical auction. Members of the public can visit too. And I just go around the cars and I look around them carefully. I go through my catalogue, look at the cars, look at the cap prices, see which ones appeal to me. I have a good look around them bodywork wise. I'll write down anything that I would address to the car, whether it's a wheel repair, a dent repair, or a respray on a bumper or something like that. Obviously for Fiesta, I went round, nothing wrong. Started it up, didn't seem to have any issues with the oil pressure light coming on, so I thought, right, well, that's a good start, but it's still a big risk, so bid accordingly. I heard the blow from the exhaust pipe. Okay, that might cost £100 to, say, £200 to repair. And then I know it's a tyre pressure warning light was on, so it might need a sensor, let's say another £100. So you bear that in mind on your prep. Shook the steering wheel, and I thought, right, that's 2 tracker ends. There's roughly about £100. You do just get to know what things cost in the end. It is good to have that bit of knowledge, though. And I bidded accordingly. I got it for a very good price, left myself plenty of margin, and margin in case of a risk of wet bolt failure. However, there was one young man at the auction, which it wasn't just me. I just stood on my own, to be fair. There was a few people behind us and they noticed. He walked in, this and that, thinking he was hard. Bright, luminous green jacket on, so everyone could see him. Walking around, strutting his stuff and all that. And he came away with 2 cars. I looked round and wouldn't go near. First one was a Peugeot 3008. I thought, I like that. Diesel, 1.6 HDI, I like that engine. Automatic. Not the best gearbox, but we'll have a little go in it. Looked around the car, a few scratches, noted them down. Got inside. Engine sounds really healthy. If the engine does sound really good, I always might make a note, engine good. Or I might put down, you know, brakes, worn, knock, steering, so on. The same with the clutch, if it's got one. Then all of a sudden, after about 10 seconds, as I was writing it, beep. Gearbox faulty. I don't think this is one for me, not a fan. And anyway, so this car comes round, and there's about 3 or 4 of the auction staff there. It was delayed going into the bay where they sell them, in front of the auctioneer. And they're all looking round it, trying to get it to move. Oh, and eventually, it just made its mind up, and off it went. Okay, that's great. But here he is, bang, 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 walks away, pretends he's not looking, bang. Very flamboyant bidder, I'll give him that. But he didn't look round that car. Literally, I seen him walk into the auction hall. He didn't even look round the car. Bang, bang, bang. And he paid cap clean for this car. As soon as he gets in it, well, he'll be lucky if it moves. Right, mistake number 2. 2 cars later. The man was obviously after 2 cars because he left after this. Vauxhall Astra. It was a 1.6 diesel on a 64 plate Astra J. I prefer the 1.7 of a 2 litre. Or even a 1.6 petrol. This guy. So I went round it. Good bodywork on this. It's a nice colour. I think, was it an SRI? I think it was an SRI or something. Started it up. Timing chain rattle. It's slight, but as the car was running, you could hear this timing chain really, really rattling. Right, okay, so this isn't one for me. Goes onto the front. Bang, bang, bang. He buys another one with a massive, massive fault. So this Astra with a rattling timing chain. And again, he gives, I think it was just over cap clean. Bidding against online bidders. Obviously, everyone else is just sat there like, nah. We've obviously done our research. So don't go in there thinking you're clever. Your money should be precious to you. If not, I wish I was on the same wage as you, or had as much in the bank to waste. But protect your money. Be careful. Look around the cars. And he disappeared after this. So he obviously thought he'd had a good day at the auction with these 2 cars. But be careful. Look around it first if you can. Don't just bid up to cap clean or bid along with other people that might not have a clue what they're doing either. But there you go. I did meet 2 lads there that were pretty new to this. I think we're 2 Indian lads. They did like and subscribe. Thank you very much. It was nice to speak to you. I think they bought a little white Fiat Kia Picanto. I wish them luck with it. I had a look round that car and it was on my list as well. You paid a little bit more than I was willing to pay because it did have a few advisories, but good luck with that. Someone will buy an excellent little car. All right. Feel free to drop me a message as well to these lads or anyone else on LCCS Trade Cars Darlington, Facebook and Instagram, and I'll be able to get back to you. Okay. It's obviously not my main account, so if I don't get back straight away, you know why. But I do try and interact with my subscribers. Hopefully you've learned a bit off this. A few things to watch out for. I think I've done pretty well with the Fiesta, to be fair. And I might try and get on another video. I bought an Astra GTC from there as well. You know, the 3-door ones. Red, big wheels, looks apart, but it had an engine light on. Seems to be running really well. Again, I did bid accordingly. I think cap clean was about 1,200 quid. I paid 600 plus a fees for it, so 785, which is fantastic. I worked out BCA would be, no, yeah, 600, so it was 185 in fees. BCA would have been about 850 at least. I think it was even 860, so the fees are quite a lot higher. I hope it goes well. I did my checks and I noticed the engine light was on, to bid accordingly. But I say it at 2,200 quid retail, so we should have a margin in that. Might have to paint the front bumper, but again, like I say, I'll probably show you that in a future video. Right, before the close, I did want to add one final thing, and that is, if I have to buy cars that are seemingly a risky purchase or not too desirable to other people to get a bargain at the auction, I'm quite up for that, because everything else is quite... Someone's trying to say hello. So everyone else is paying cap clean for cars or above. If I'm getting a bargain on a little Ecoboost and taking a risk it might need a belt, but I'm paying less than cap below, so be it, I'm up for that. Like, thank you very much for watching my short film. Like I say, all of this is based on my personal experience, which I know I've been in the motor trade a bit, but I'm not a massively experienced auction buyer. Okay. Like I say, if you do have any questions, feel free to message me page. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you do have in the comments too. There's plenty of content similar to this, and I do try and get a bit of auction content too. Got a few plans on the horizon for the little channel. Really been enjoying it lately, and thank you for the extra support I've had recently. I've been doing so well off the videos, and like I said, just really enjoying it. Okay, so we'll leave it at that for now. If I do get any further updates on a Fiesta, I shall let you know. Thanks again, hope you've enjoyed this short video. I'll catch up with you on the next one. Take care now, bye bye.